Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal. And whew, it still hurts, man. It still hurts from that defeat against Manchester City. But hey, we're not here to talk about the game. We are here to talk about Arsenal transfers. 2 days remaining, just over 2 days remaining till the transfer window closes, and business has to be done. Players have to come in and players have to come out, or else it's going to be the same thing all over again until January or next summer. So we need to get the business done. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the 5 players who will be leaving Arsenal before the transfer window closes. Before the transfer window closes. So first off, I'm going to take a look at Arsenal squad. Let's take a look at Arsenal squad. First up, we can see we have Leno, RUNARSSON, Okonkwo, Hine, Ramsdale. 5 goalkeepers is way too much. Bellerin, Tierney, Gabriel Magalhaes, Holding, Cedric Suarez, Chambers, Pablo Mari, Kolasinac, Tavares, Ben White. That's way too many defenders and way too many defenders that are not good enough, unfortunately. If I'm having players like Van Dijk, Rudiger there, Ramos, I cannot complain even if there are 30 of them. Thomas Partey, Neni, Smith Rowe, Xhaka, Saka, Odegaard, Lokonga, Niles, Lacazette, Willian, Aubameyang, Pepe, Nelson, NKETIAH, Martinelli, and following Balogun. As you can see, we have way too many players. We have way too many players, and most of them have to leave. We might not be getting rid of all of them. We might not be able to get rid of all of them, mostly because none of them is good enough. You can see teams like Chelsea are able to get 26 million for Zuma. They're able to get another 30 million for Tomori. Even Liverpool is capable of getting 12 million for Shaqiri, but our players are just not good enough. So let's take a look at the 5 players who could be leaving Arsenal before the summer transfer window closes. And the first one we're going to be talking about is this guy, Willian Borges. I'm hearing that he's basically doing Arsenal a favor, or basically doing Edu a favor. What a disastrous signing. I think this signing had included in the top 10 worst signings since I started supporting Arsenal, and we've had plenty, the likes of Sylvester and Lichtsteiner, but Willian is up there. To be fair, last summer I did videos talking about how Willian could change everything at Arsenal, and the things I talked about were experience. Yes, we all know his experience. He's done it in England. He was there for 7 to 8 years, won trophies with Chelsea, won everything else, performed well for Chelsea even the previous season before he joined Arsenal. I think he had double-figure goals and assists. He had done it basically and won like literally every single trophy at Chelsea. So what could go us? He's Brazilian. The likes of Martinelli are there. Gabriel, he could help them. He could assist them. He could guide them. He plays in the same position as people like Martinelli as well, so he could be the best guy that they could have. It did not turn out that way. This is a guy who played almost 40 games last season and scored only 1 goal, and that was like in the last 1 week of the season. And it was a good free kick, yes, but we expected that from day one. He had a magnificent game against Fulham in game week 1, and also had a quite good impact when we played against Benfica in the Europa League in the second half. But that's basically it. That's all we can remember from Willian. Yes, we'll remember Willian in the next 5 years, but that's because he was very bad. We will not remember Willian because of the kind of impact he has. And this guy was signed under the likes of Edu. So I'm hearing he's going to leave Arsenal without actually getting paid anything. So that would be something. That would be something. He's actually saving Arsenal. This was not a good transfer. We kept him in England, let him live the London life like he wanted. So that transfer did not work out, and he will be joining Corinthians in the next couple of days before the summer transfer window ends. So, Willian, thank you for the not so many memories, but goodbye. The second player we're going to talk about is the goalkeeper. As you heard me say, we have way too many goalkeepers at Arsenal. I mean, 5 goalkeepers is way too much. Five goalkeepers is way too much. Yes, Okonkwo was promoted this season, but he's not ready. We already have Leno. We already have Ramsdale there. We only have 3 competitions: the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, and the FA Cup doesn't start until January. And we also have the Premier League. KJ Hine is just a youngster there. Could be needed if everything goes wrong with injuries and stuff. But RUNARSSON is definitely not needed. Another transfer that I did not understand at all. This guy was literally signed because he was friends with the goalkeeping coach. The goalkeeping coach recommended him. He said, I've seen him doing great things. But this is a goalkeeper who's almost, I think he's already 25, I'm not sure. But he's not a youngster. He's not like 19 or 18. He's never even played for his country. He's not a regular for his country. He wasn't even a regular for his club in League Two. Like, he wasn't even a regular for his club in League Two. You know how we say the French league is terrible? This guy was not even playing in the French league. He was playing in the second league at some time, and he wasn't even the first choice goalkeeper at his team. And I always say you get what you pay for. So if you pay 1 million, 2 million for a goalkeeper, that's exactly what you're going to get, and that's exactly what we got from RUNARSSON, a 1 million rated goalkeeper. The game against City last season in the Carabao Cup exposed him. The game against Dundalk in the Europa League exposed him, and Dundalk is not even a great team, and they literally exposed him. So you can imagine if we didn't have like a Martinez and we had RUNARSSON the previous season, and he was going to play for us like in those big games in the Premier League, we would have been in trouble. So obviously in the last few weeks he's been ill. I was expecting him to leave in the past week, but since he was ill, I don't think any transfers are going to be done then. So now that he's almost recovering and only 2 days remaining, I think it's time for Alex RUNARSSON to say goodbye, and I think he actually will say goodbye. So goodbye to RUNARSSON. Not so many good memories. So yeah, another terrible transfer. The third player I'm expecting to leave before the transfer window ends is Eddie Nketiah. Now, mixed opinions on this one, but for me, I don't think he's good enough for Arsenal. I do not see every time we play a team, you see him celebrating that. How many times can you remember Eddie Nketiah doing something that we actually celebrated? Last season, he scored a last-minute equalizer against Fulham. Yeah, I remember like in his first season, I think he scored a double against Norwich in the Carabao Cup. But that's basically it. I don't remember any more games that Nketiah really impressed me to the point of he was actually really, really pretty good, and we actually remember what he did. I always say people like Nketiah were overtaken by Saka, by Martinelli, by all those youngsters. They came fast, but they overtook him because they felt like they became too comfortable. So Eddie Nketiah is being linked to Crystal Palace. Could he be moving there? I think the only disagreement would be in terms of money. I think Arsenal want 15 or 20 million, and they only want to give us 10. To be fair, I don't think it's 20 million. I don't think it's worth 20 million. I actually do think he could be something like maybe 10 or 11 at most. I do not think he's a good enough striker. I do not think he gives enough. I do not think he has the energy. I'm pretty sure when defenders see that they're going to play against Eddie Nketiah, they're like, whew, yeah, a day to rest, a day to finally rest. So that could not be a good thing for your team. I remember he got a run of games after lockdown last year. He got a run of games, but he did not deliver. He was actually playing instead of Lacazette. I still don't understand why, but he did not deliver. So I expect Eddie Nketiah to follow the guy he is with in that picture. That's WILLIAN in terms of moving out of Arsenal. So that is the third player. The fourth player is REISS Nelson, a player that I do not understand why he didn't choose to go out on loan in January. Everyone else went out on loan. I think he was offered a loan deal, but he actually refused. Again, a lot of mixed opinions on this one. Some people think he has never gotten enough chances. Some people think he will never be good enough. Some people think he's been here for too long and he's been given a couple of chances that he's never taken. I remember, again, after lockdown, he had a very good game against Liverpool. He did score in that game, but that's basically it. Can you mention for me 5 games that you remember Nelson playing well in? If you ask me about Saka, I'll tell you I remember Chelsea game, I remember Olympiacos game, I remember this, I remember Slavia Prague game, I remember his debut. If you ask me about Martinelli, I'll tell you I remember this, I remember that, I remember that beautiful goal here. But Nelson, can you really remember anything? Sadly not. So I think Nelson could go out, not permanent deal, on loan. If you could give me like 15 million, I'd definitely sell him, but I think he's going to end up going out on loan. So REISS Nelson is the fourth player. The fifth and last player who actually went out on loan last season. The player I'm talking about is Maitland Niles. Last season he was out on loan. You can see him there with Joe Willock. Joe Willock was already moved on. So could we see Niles doing the same thing on loan to a different team from January to May and then permanently moving to that team? I don't think he'll move to West Brom, but I definitely think he might move on. As you can see him there with REISS Nelson, both of them, as I said, I'm expecting them to leave. The one thing I'm going to say about Niles is just the same as I said about Nelson and Nketiah. I think they've been here for way too long. They've never really made an impact for me, unfortunately. And again, as you can tell, like we already have way too many players. Will he get a chance? I do not think so. In terms of right backs, we are talking about signing right backs and still hold the opinion that I don't think we'll sign a right back. I've said that since May. Chambers is there, Cedric is there, although they're not good enough. Tavares can play as a right back, Ben White can play as a right back, Saka can play as a right wing back. We have Bellerin who's still there. I don't think he's going to leave. So will Niles get the opportunities he wants? I do not think so. So Maitland Niles could be the fifth player we'll see leaving. To which team? I have absolutely no idea. So if he leaves, all the best to him, because to be fair, I don't think I'll miss him. For him, at least, like I mentioned, 2 or 3 games that I remember, and he's one of the reasons why he actually ended up winning the FA Cup 2 seasons ago. So that's a good thing. But other than that, that's it. I do not remember anything that I did. I don't think West Brom will actually remember him. I think he had a couple of good games, but that's basically it. So those are the players I'm expecting to leave Arsenal. As I said, we have way too many players at Arsenal. So a quick recap: Willian is the first one, NKETIAH, Alex RUNARSSON, Maitland Niles, and REISS Nelson. There are a couple of players you can say could leave Arsenal, but I don't think will. Bellerin, what happens to Kolasinac? Will he stay here again? Chambers, Cedric, Holding, even El Neni, will all of them leave? That shows you how much debt we have at Arsenal. So as of now, let me know in the comment section, who would you sell, who would you keep? Out of those 5 players, which one do you think should leave fast? Do you think they should be loaned out or sold? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you for watching. The transfer deadline is 2 days away, so expect a lot of business to be done. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to smash the like button, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.